Good morning. I'm Steve from Freedom Farm SC. Today we're putting out a video on our last processing day for broiler chickens. We started raising broiler chickens a number of years ago. Primarily what we raise are Cornish cross. We started this whole process as a homestead raising food for our family. We wanted to eat cleaner. We wanted to know how our food was being raised, what was being put in it, and how it was being dispatched. That's kind of where we started, and over the years it's grown and kind of taken a life of its own. I'm excited to share this with you. If you've come here to learn, figure out how this is done, and you have no desire to do it yourself, you just kind of want to know what's going on and how it's done, this would be a great video for you. I do want to say, this video does have blood in it. It's a little bit graphic. We did not focus on anything like that, but it's inevitable to be a part of the process. So if you can't handle that or don't like that, this video probably isn't for you, and I guess you keep eating your meat without knowing really how everything is done. But for those of you who want to learn, who want to know, I think this is a great video, and I hope you enjoy it. We put a lot of time into it. This is new for us, so it's a learning curve for sure. But I hope you enjoy it, and we'll continue to get better at this the more we do it. The guys who are in this video, the couple of them are my boys, and they have done a great job. They've worked with me over the years. But the rest of them are guys from church, and they are really new at this. Most of them, it's the first time they've done it, or maybe they've done one or two with me before. Chickens, I don't mean processing days. So they're really new at it. They've picked it up pretty quickly, but they're going to get a whole lot faster as we go on in this process. So it's a learning curve for them doing this just as much as it is for me doing this. It's not the most comfortable thing. I hope you enjoy it. Any critique, anything you like, dislike, whatever, please leave in the comments and let me know. I do want to make this channel successful and educational and beneficial for people. Anything you can do to make this better, leave in the comments, and we will definitely take the criticism and the compliments and try to implement that into our videos to make this more enjoyable for everybody. All right, on that note, let's get into the video and see how we do it here. Thanks for watching. All right, this is Zeke. He's gonna grab the chicken out of these crates. I think we have 32 of these crates. So we set them up, and he's having a little problem here with his chicken. He should be holding the wings down, so this isn't the ideal way to set it in. But as you put the chicken in these restraining cones or kill cones, this is the first step in our chicken processing. And you can see that knife on top. They call that a poultry sticker knife. And the idea here is we want to, with the least amount of stress and pain to the chicken, we want to make sure that we quickly and humanely dispatch the chicken. And that's what we're doing here. That we can do in that kill cone there. There's 8 at a time. So we do 8 at a time, and I would say the process to do that takes about 2 minutes or so. Once they're bled out, they go into this scalder right here, and this scalder does 8 at a time. And these chickens here, on average, after they were dressed with no neck or feet, I think they weighed on average around 5.5 pounds. So we did 8 at a time here. This scalder is it's pretty nice. It's all automated, so I set up the temperature that I wanted them to scald at, and the amount of rotations. I think it's set for 12 rotations, and I have it set for 157 or 147 or 148 degrees. And that keeps it within 2.5 degrees plus or minus. But it's powered by propane, and when this gets done scalding, you'll see just to the right there is a automated hot water heater that is powered with the propane, so it automatically heats up as that temperature drops and puts more hot water in there. But this does a great job. It speeds it up so much. This thing is capable of doing 350 birds an hour. So it's a really good asset. So as we get these chickens done, the next step is going to this plucker. Gage is the one who runs this station, and he'll throw them from the scalder into the plucker. Now, if you've done a good job with your setting up your plucker, or even if you're doing it by hand, because we didn't always have this equipment, if you've done a good job scalding, you see very easily these feathers come off, and it makes the processing day so much quicker and easier, as opposed to having to hand pick feathers off. But this is great. This thing does a phenomenal job of plucking. It's almost like you can't over pluck. And some cheaper pluckers, you know, if you leave them in too long, it really tears them apart. This is a little extra water that he's putting on here now, but this also, I don't know if you can see the hose around the top. It's also putting water in there, so it's great. It does a phenomenal job. These chickens look great. There's a few tail feathers still left on them, but the scald was good, so they come off super easy. And then what Gage does is, as you see, he'll look at the feathers, especially under right where he's at now, under those wings, and get that super clean. And what that does is, as we go into the part where we're packaging, so we break down the chicken, you know, we do boneless, skinless breast, skin on thighs, boneless, but the wings especially, it makes it so much faster, where when we're parting it out, we don't have to stop and clean off wings. He does a phenomenal job. I mean, this thing is spotless by the time it gets over to the evisceration part of the table. So that saves a ton of time. He's real quick about it, and so it makes it, there's no pin feathers, there's nothing to get off. He does a real good job of keeping those birds super clean. And what he'll do is, as we get those things coming to the evisceration tables, when he's done cleaning it off like that, he'll just set them where they're belly up in the plucker, so we know which ones are already done. So we'll grab them if he's busy doing something else with the going from, say, the cones to the scalder. So yeah, he does a phenomenal job. This is me just picking out a chicken, and I am going to be talking real time here in just a second. So I'll stop talking here, and we'll pick up where I start here.
Maybe 1 3/4. But we're going to get rid of the head. We're going to take the feet off. We save all feet and all necks, so we'll take those two off here in this process. I'll take the wing tips off. I'll remove that scent gland, and we will pull all the guts out. So I'll show you how we do that. Head's really easy. We just cut that off and get rid of it. Same with the legs. Cut them off, throw them in the bucket. Wingtips are done. I flip it over, remove that scent gland. We're done with that. I make 2 incisions, one here and one back here. We'll come in here, and what I do is I want to take the esophagus, the trachea, the lymph nodes, and disconnect them from the skin. You can see all these lymph nodes along here, and the esophagus and the trachea right here. We'll just pull them away from the neck. There's that. They come along, and this is the crop. This is where they store their food as it begins to digest. We'll remove that from the breast and the skin. Pull that out of the way, free it up. What we want to do, obviously we're removing the neck now. What we want to do is we want to make sure that their whole digestive tract is intact when we get done with this chicken. So we're going to go from here to here and have it intact in one piece so nothing can contaminate the meat. All right, we go in here, we open this up so we can get our hand in. As you can see, it's full of all the innards. What I do is I reach in here, and there is 2 cavities, a pleural cavity and a thoracic cavity. You go in here and you separate the innards from where it's held in place in those cavities. Then I go all the way to the front at the bottom, and I can feel where the lungs are. I separate those lungs from the rib cage down there on both sides. That's what I'm doing there. And then you just simply pull everything out. And as you watch here, we'll pull all that out the backside. There's the lymph nodes, the crop, as we go through the digestive tract. The liver, the gizzard, gallbladder, and all the intestines. The heart, we'll save that. There's the heart. And I talked about the lungs. There's the lungs. The other one's, I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere here. It's not in the chicken. So that's pretty much it. You come back here. You cut it out at the rectum. And there's your entire digestive tract in one piece. And the meat not contaminated. And that's where we want to do our chickens. I'll clean this out, and later on today we'll part this chicken out. We'll do boneless, skinless breasts. We'll do split wings, and we'll do. I'll probably do boneless thighs, and then the legs, and then probably some thighs, and a few breasts to turn into ground chicken. So that's the process. It's not hard. You get better as you go.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
this is just me doing one. I think I average probably, I don't know, a minute and a half to eviscerate a chicken. So you know, it doesn't take a long time to do it. But this is I wouldn't say I was going fast, but this is after I've done I don't know, 75. So you definitely start to get tired. We were going to break for lunch here in a little bit, so it gets a little repetitive and monotonous, but I enjoy doing it. It's good to have your meat and know where it came from, and know what you're putting in your body. So that's the whole purpose of doing this. We actually started doing these chickens for our own family, and I remember the first year we did them. I think our first batch was 50 chickens, and it was a learning process for sure. And now for a number of years we've been doing these, and now we're far removed from the 50, but it's fun, and like I said, it's all about knowing your food and where it came from. So that's why we started this whole thing to begin with. Was for our own family, and it just kept growing. So here we are today. But yeah, so you see the utensils I use. It's all our knives are Victorinox. I feel like they give you the best knife for the value. They stay sharp longer, so you're spending less time sharpening. We use poultry shears. Those are great. I noticed, obviously, that I use those now for cutting the necks and the wing tips and the feet off, and it saves your knife from having to sharpen it so often. But yeah, so all this is how we process our chickens. We are inspected every year, and they come out and give us our inspection. I have several of these bins. They were for dry ice storage, so they're really good at holding the water. I usually put about 250 pounds of ice in here, and then some water. We don't add any chemicals or anything like that. These bins are great at retaining the cold. What we do is we put the chickens in here. I think each one we put in about around 100 chickens, and the temperature of these birds gets down to 40 degrees quickly. Once it gets down to 40, then we start the process that we'll show in our next video of actually parting chickens out and packaging them. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, definitely comment below. I will put the links to some of the equipment we use as far as the the poultry shears and the knives and stuff like that. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our page. We're just starting, so I hope you really enjoyed this video and there's something you learned from it. Thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you on the next one.